Hello Internet, I'm Matt Haas. This is Awesome Wood Things. I made this Pac Man ghost. It's made out of metal and wood. And I also turned 50 years old. Wish me happy birthday in the comments. I would appreciate that. I wanted it to look like the pixels, so I used my table saw to very precisely cut these pixels. I'll talk more about that as the video moves forward. And I was at a TIG welding class last year in upstate New York, and I made the eyes there. Stick around, I'll show you how I made it. The fun started by setting my table saw fence. I needed a very precise measurement, 43/64. That's the only measurement that would allow the eyes to land within the lines. I didn't want any overlap of the lines. And here I'm checking it to make sure it's perfect, and it is. Then I take a wide piece of pine and make sure everything's parallel and at a right angle. And then it's a matter of setting the fence. I use that board and very gently and carefully move the fence that distance. Now, as long as I don't slam into the workpiece and nudge it, that is an exact distance that I moved the board. And then I make a vertical cut, flip the board and do a horizontal, and that's the start of the grid pattern. After that, I repeat that process, and as long as I was careful not to smack anything too hard, I have accurate measurements, and you can start to see the grid take shape. And then I repeat that 14 times. There's 14 pixels. Fun stuff. And then it was time for the scroll saw. I marked the pixels that I did not need, so I knew where to cut around, and I just very carefully went around the edges and removed what wasn't needed. I found out recently that over 90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're liking this, please consider subscribing. That way you'll see more awesome videos. Hit the bell too. Thanks. I love working with the scroll saw. Recently, I took apart my DeWalt scroll saw and did some maintenance, lubricated the bearings. I extended the life of this saw at least 10 years. If you want a step-by-step guide, choose the info card in the upper right corner and go watch that video and make your saw better and last longer. I wasn't sure this was necessary, but I painted the inside of the grid lines because I didn't think the spray paint would reach all of the areas. I put this hanging hardware on the back. This will move it away from the wall because I wanted it to float. And then 2-part epoxy for the metal eyes that I created, and you'll see they do not overtake the grid lines. They stay within the grid. That is what was important to me, and I got it perfect. I'm thrilled. Here's a close-up. I just think it turned out awesome. I'm totally digging this. The metal, the wood, the grids are perfect. It's just amazing. I love it. If you want to keep the Pac Man fun going, I did a cutting board that looks like Pac Man, and here's that scroll saw video. Enjoy. Thanks, Internet.